set, go! Military, stunt! Set on! Military, stunt! Military, stunt! Hold on! Come on, set! What is... Here we go, here we go! Trick 9, beat! Base 27 jump! Base 27 jump! Hold on! Let's go! Let's go! Set, ready! Up! Charcoal! On the ready! Break! Ready, go! Ready, ready! Here we go, set! Set! Set hot! Ready! Charcoal! Charcoal! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Welcome to Bowling Green, Kentucky, home to the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Big Red is here ready to lead these fans to victory. They're eager to get this clash underway. Today, an intra-conference battle between a couple of MAC rivals. As we'll see, the Wyoming Cowboys taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Start us off. And the game is underway with a kickoff out of bounds. Not the way you drew it up, but a great break for this offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Pulls it in. It's Sargent. Turning on the Jets. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
The give on the option. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, you live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. That time, the defense called it at the perfect time. The linebacker able to make the stop on a short gain.
And from the offense's perspective, that's probably making a little something out of nothing. Grabbed in the middle. It's Sargent. Inside the 40. Across the 25. He's got room. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Wyoming. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you have my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Snagged in the middle. It's West. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Well, that is one the tight end is going to want to have back. He was wide open on that play. That's one he's got to make. He's got to be able to make that catch.
They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Another incompletion on 3rd down. 3 straight misfires has left them staring at 4th and 10, but they'll try it again. Takes his shot. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Wyoming takes over the football and the Cowboy offense on its way out. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Trying the left side. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on 1st down.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Here's a heat. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back.
And that's a missed opportunity. I mean, he had him open. He could have thrown that football maybe with just a little bit more touch. He had plenty of mustard on it. You can see he threw a bullet. But sometimes when those guys are wide open, you see quarterbacks they try to aim it a little bit too much, and it'll come up short.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Get it out on the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down. Sends it back in motion. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. The sure hands, it's Henry. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the 1st. An array of possibilities here. Quarterback making checks. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the right. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down. So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got it, 1st down and more. He steps out right at the 40-yard line, and now they are in business moving toward midfield.
Well, that tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Hilltoppers have this offense rolling. Looking for space. It's Hart. They're trying to send a message with this running game. He stopped after a pickup of 4 to the 33.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Hines is back in the middle. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down. And the Hilltoppers come to the line in the hurry-up. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the... Touchdown, Hilltopper! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Well, the quarterback had the matchup he wanted. His big tight end with that wingspan working against that defender in the end zone. Man, that QB will take that matchup all day.
They'll line up to go for 2. The snap sets up the throw. He's got it in the end zone for the 2, and they take an 8-7 lead. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Everybody and their brother showing blitz. Caught over the middle. It's Durham. That defense got gassed, but they finally get into the turf at the 47.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Finds his big tight end. Carrying the ball with an edge and hammering his way to the 40.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
He'll throw on third down. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Maybe a little long for a field goal. Definitely too short to punt. Not much of a choice here as they'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. And that can really take the wind out of a defense's sails when you convert with a fourth down completion.
Great chemistry there between the quarterback and his target. Fourth down, you got to have it. You got to be on the same page if they were there.
Going to be a gain of about 3 down to the 21.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20 yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Western Kentucky, 8. Wyoming, 7.
First play of the period will be a second down. They send the tight end in motion. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Back to pass. He's got the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
You know, I know it seems like an easy pitch and catch, but for the tight end there, that route potentially changes if it's man coverage. So good job by him knowing it's zone. I'm just going to sit down. This is basically like a check down, right? Let's just take the easy pitch and catch and keep this drive going.
And the Cowboys come to the line on third down, trying to keep this drive alive. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Past the 50. The 30. Past the 20. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back.
up with a huge pick-6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And that was not what they had in mind as the kickoff sails out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The give to the left side. Bringing it back. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Topper. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. An impressive run from the back. Gets him 6 points, good drink of water, and maybe a little oxygen.
He definitely needs some oxygen after that long run, but it looks simple, right? Just hand the ball off, but when you can make big plays like this in the run game, man, does it make offense fun.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Starts the drive trying to go up top. Under fire. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night.
I'll tell you something. In college football, you're lucky if you get 2 interceptions in a season. This guy now has 2 interceptions. In the first half of this game, he's been reading the quarterback's eyes, and he has been everywhere, an absolute ball.
Wide receiver going in motion. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Hit as he throws. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22. And the Hilltoppers have it with a 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Hart. They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. Unleashes one. And his throw is incomplete.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Throws to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
After that incompletion, it's now 4th and short in the red zone. Decision time if you're the head coach. Just take the field goal, or do you keep your offense on the field looking to get 6?
It's good. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. RPO complete to open the drive. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
I love this defense's ability to fight off blocks and rally to the football. They do such a great job pursuing that wide receiver screen to only allow a minimal gain and no first down.
Second down, he'll throw it. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
That's the problem when you go empty, right? As a quarterback, you know you might get blitzed, and if you do, you better know where your hot throw is. If you don't, you're getting sacked. That time the linebacker got to.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. For the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. He fires one deep over the middle. Touchdown, WKU! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone.
This offense right now, they're doing some damage through the air. That's now their second passing touchdown. They thought coming into this game they were going to have some matchups on the perimeter of the field that they could take advantage of, and they've done that so far here today.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. They'll start this drive going to the air. He'll throw it. Caught near the sidelines. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds.
He's just got a knack, doesn't he? Just finds his way out of things and scrambles outside the pocket and then makes plays, gets completions. It's just so frustrating for a defense to try to bottle a guy up like this with so much talent.
Gonna sling it on second down. Catch in the middle, it's Durham.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket, threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
I mean, this game has to feel like a living nightmare for this quarterback. We're still in the first half, and this guy, with all the interceptions he's thrown, with all the inaccurate balls, nothing is going right. They have no semblance of a passing game because they simply cannot establish a rhythm under center.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions from go to 1 to 2 and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you can tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
Rush is on him. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Hilltopper. And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Slithers into space. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
And And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And that seemed a little off from the start, didn't it?
That was a big-time play, and it was off from the start because of the play he made.
And I don't think it would have mattered who was playing running back. There was absolutely nowhere to go.
Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. The Cowboys with the 1st and 10.
Base 27 jump. Base 27.
Wants to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
This time on target.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. And the incomplete pass. Up fourth down.
Really nice job by the defense, playing aggressive, understanding it could be a running situation, but still playing disciplined enough to play the pass and be successful on that 3rd and short.
They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Buying some time. Converts on 4th down. Still going. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one and to keep the drive alive.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And the Cowboys have taken it inside the 20. Back to throw, it's Rush. Moving away from pressure. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Cowboys are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Wants to throw on 3rd down. He wants it all. Just about had to pick in the end zone. Instead, it'll be 4th down.
Man, what a great break on the ball. Way to knock it down. But, man, this situation, they're almost in field goal range. Had a chance to maybe take some points off of the board. That's a big play that we might circle back to later.
This is makeable field goal range here, but it looks as if they'll go for it on 4th down. On 4th down, looking to pass. Hauls it in, the first down and more. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
1st and goal, Wyoming.
Here comes the option. Going for the goal line. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Wyoming.
Well, let's just call it like it is. The first half has been ugly for this offense. Not a lot to cheer about until that play right there. They finally score. We've seen crazy things happen in college football. They're way down on the scoreboard right now, but anything can happen, and anything can change after you score like that.
Now a 2-point conversion attempt coming up.
Get set. Get set.
They'll move the wide receiver. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they trim more off of that lead. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's Hutchinson. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. To the air on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half.
Hey, fire. Ready.
Looking downfield on first down. Throwing right. He's got it. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the second time tonight. And there is a degree of difficulty with this one. A 47-yarder from the right hash. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Coming out with it, it's Hutchinson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. They keep it on the ground to open the third. Slams into the pile. He'll get 1 to the 17. The Hilltoppers in the hurry-up. Oh, he'll keep it on the draw. He's loose. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Fires to the wideout. Grabbed over the middle. It's Epps. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the...
It's a running room. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play call.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal, too.
It's a huge deal. We always talk about them catching passes, but blocking is so important for their responsibilities.
Okay, ready?
To the air on second down. Throws to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. The timing on that throw and on the route was just convoluted and messed up from the beginning.
And you see quarterbacks and wide receivers in the offseason always working on timing and always working on throwing on air. But when you put a defense in front of them, now things start to speed up a little bit. A lot of times you'll see these little mistakes and where it looks like just they're not on the same page all the time.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
That is no good. Guys, after this dominating performance, I guess the head coach wanted to be able to yell at the special teams coordinator. First play of this drive will start from the 31-yard line.
Let's go.
Looking for a man. It's Rush. Finds his tight end. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. That's where they'll mark him out of bounds in this offense trying to put something together. Offense in a bunch formation. Single back formation, and they give it to him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And a lot of times you want those big plays. You want those splash plays. But sometimes you're going to take some losses. You're not going to run the football overly well. But if you continue to run it, you can at least create some balance. You at least have the threat of it. Otherwise, you're just going to abandon it, and now it's just going to be a passing game.
In the gun, looking to throw on third down. Working that left side now. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Just not able to shake enough defenders and comes up a little bit short.
And I think a lot of times on third down, Reese, you bet on your guy. When you're an offensive guy, you say, okay, he's going to break a tackle. He's going to get north and south and somehow get the first down. Nice tackling by the defense, understanding where they had to get to and forcing the fourth down.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Cowboys come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Here we go.
Trying to beat him to the left. Defense is there to greet him again, and they are ready, and he has found nowhere to run tonight.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
The sure hands, it's Sargent. He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a deep play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped.
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Past the 10. And he is taking it all the way back. Touchdown, Western Kentucky.
And that play happens because they blitz, they get pressure, make the QB feel uncomfortable. He throws the ball up, and you make a play on the football, and you take that thing back to the house. Nice pass rush, nice pressure, and nice job turning defense into offense.
49, Wyoming, 15.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Give to the single back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Man, it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line.
Big third down conversion, getting the ball to your running back, and he does the rest. This guy, I think, will get a lot more touches.
And you want to know why he's on the field on third down? Because he can block, he can catch the ball, and you can also hand it off to him, and he can go find the sticks and keep drives alive. What a weapon.
He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
He's stopped in the backfield again, and this just hasn't been his night. It's been more like a nightmare.
Western Kentucky, 49. Wyoming, 15.
So we open the final period with a third down play. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. And this is going to be incomplete on third down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
Makes the catch. It's Durr. He's not going to make it, and what a big stop for this defense, and they might be able to put this thing away. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Right down the middle. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. It'll be third and long. Might be changing the route. On third down, going up top. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. It's a seam wide open. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Toppers. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. The offense will have to use its first time out of the half.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
Wyoming, 15.
Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Oh, better look out. Gets it across the 30 to the 31. A pickup of 5.
Really nice first down run. And you're seeing why this running back is an every down type back. He can run between the tackles. He can run outside. He can catch the football. He can block. This guy
nowhere to go. The ball's loose. Defense has it. They're on the move. Racing down the left side. Touchdown, WKU. This defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. They push out that lead a bit and draw much closer to a win here in Week 9. The proverbial rabbit out of the hat. Getting out of the Houdini-like box. Calling reverse and trickeration, and it worked.
It does, and it's frustrating because defensively you're thinking run, 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 and you're playing aggressive. And on that backside, man, you got to stay home. You got to be alert. You got to do your job. When you don't, here comes the reverse. Here comes the touchdown.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. That's caught. It's Sargent. This is the kind of run that falls in the category of sanctioned violence as he's up to the 31. The Cowboys in a good spot here with second and short.
Here we go.
Calls his own number. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
There's a reason third down is called the money down. What a great find by the quarterback. Great job finding his receiver. At the end of the game, you look at third down percentages. It tells a huge story, and it goes a long way in deciding who wins a football game.
Got a man. It's Richardson.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
And the Cowboys with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. On the option. Quick toss. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though. They've played with great effort. They've gotten hats to the football, and they have been able to shut him down.
That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people move.
He'll take a shot. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
And it just squirted through his hands. He wanted to take off and got too anxious.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
This time it's complete. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second. There he goes! Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for the first.
The Cowboys have it with a 1st and 10. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from.
Looking for the end zone. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
He'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
Makes the stop at the 32, but he picks up 10 on that play.
Yeah, and a really nice job by the QB seeing linebackers are a little bit soft playing pass. Give the rock, hand it off, let the running back do the rest.
They're going to ride this running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Man, oh man, am I upset at my offensive line to give up penetration that fast? Man, we blinked and missed it.
Hey, he barely got the ball. He just got destroyed immediately. What a great play. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them, an absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All three phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.